want to go ahead and show one more card with the Yuletide collection. This is the Workshop on the Go kit. I did a layout, I did a home decor wreath, and now I'm going to do a card. And this is all from one kit, so it really does go and go and go. And I promise I'll be done with it. But I just really am inspired by it, so we're going to use it this particular on this particular layout, or this particular card. These are the strips. I actually still had a few strips of paper left over from that wreath that we did. I think it's beautiful. And so I thought, well, let's go ahead and make a card. I used ivy. It's actually called New England Ivy is the full name. I'm going to use that for the card base. This is cut down to a standard A2 size card size. So right now this is 8.5 inches long by 5.5 inches wide, and we're going to score it at 4.25 inches to create our A2 size card to go in regular card envelopes. Now, I decided that I wanted to use these strips. They're already kind of taken care of for me. And I'm going to do a little bit of a crisscross back and forth is kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going to just cut these guys down. And actually, I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. We want it to be, I want it to be 5 inches for the music notes. And then I want this strip to be just under 4 inches. Okay. And we're going to do just a little kind of weave, like almost a weave, faux weave of over under. So I want this to be under, just kind of back and forth like that for our background. And you can kind of play with that, mess with that, overlap as much or as little as you want. And then this little guy is what we're going to stamp on. We're going to round corners and have some fun with, and we're going to emboss. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas stamp because we didn't use that one yet. And this is the exclusive only to this Workshop on the Go kit. All right. But you know, I mean, you can use any Merry Christmas stamp. You can really use this any way you want. And this is just a very simple card, but it gives you some layers of, you know, different fun things without a ton of work and a ton of, you know, messing with it. I'm actually going to ink the edges on those papers before I adhere them down. That's why I didn't do that yet. I'm using Versamark ink, which is just a watermark ink. I'm going to stamp this right on here. Now you can actually cut this tag out with the Art Booking Cricut cartridge exclusive, but I know like I said, I know not everybody has that cartridge, and I really wanted to show a really good mix for the 12 days. So I got that done, and then I want to take my gold embossing powder. This is one thing that, like, if you don't have, I'm going to tell you to get out and get. I'm actually just going to grab my plastic wrap because this will work just fine to dump this on. It is just a Ranger, it is a Ranger product, but it is available at Close to My Heart, in the Close to My Heart store, through aboverubies.ctmh.com or any of your Close to My Heart consultants. There are lots on the Precious Gems team that you can get in touch with if you're looking for somebody local. Highly encourage you to reach out to them. And pick this up as well as the kit. And I am giving Yuletide away this year, so it helps to have a couple of videos on it so you know what you can do with it. Okay, so let's heat emboss this, and you're gonna watch this like come to life awesomely. Just check it out. All of a sudden, it's this awesomely melted, perfect, like gold seal. Now I'm gonna actually trim this out, but like I said, it does cut out in your Cricut cartridge. So that's a helpful thing. You can get the whole look perfectly through using that. This is a pretty basic shape, so it's not hard to cut out on your own. But it's nice to have because there's other shapes. For example, one of the stamps, there's like the postage stamp. That's a shape on the Cricut cartridge as well. So you can get that really cool look. And that's a hard one to cut out with like the details along the lines there. So I like that. Now I'm gonna grab my, where's my, oh, there, right next to me, my New England Ivy. And I'm gonna crinkle these guys a little bit and ink them. Again, this is just a fun way to add, I'm missing one. Nope, no, there are. This is a fun way to add a little bit of extra something. And a good way to actually go about this is if you grab a mister with just a little bit of water, like a little water bottle, and you just mist them slightly. Actually, I have a gold shimmer. This is not a close to my heart product. This is from Tusaninco. I never know how to say that. Don't make fun of me. Don't judge me for my words. It has a gold shimmer, but it will wet the paper a little bit. Give it a little shimmer, but then you can kind of crinkle it and do a little more with it. Oh, that's going to be cool. I didn't think about that soon enough. I should have thought about that before even starting the video. Wow. Check out the like, glimmer mist of any kind. But this one's actually gold. It's sheer shimmer. So it wets the paper as well as gives you that gold flecking. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I'm in love, I'm in love. And you might want to do it on a craft mat unless you can clean up your table really easily. I don't mind a little gold on my table. And then with when the paper's wet, obviously it crinkles and bends a little bit more. Oh wow, that's gonna be really cool. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of the green, which again is called New England Ivy. And you're gonna have to either heat set it or wait for it to dry to adhere it down, or you're just gonna make yourself a hot mess. I love my ink edgers still for edging because that does, it does kind of make a mess using big pads. You could actually rip your paper as well and give it a fun extra effect, but it's not necessary. Not something you have to do. All right, let me heat these up real quick so that they actually and not a ton of this is going to show, so, you know. Oh, I gotta figure out which way I'm going with this. This one's going under, so this one can go down. Should probably just do the adhesive right on here. So that one's going under, like so. This is going over. This one has to go under up here. Ha ha. Be careful with your adhesive. The You Cut It foam on the back of the tag. You don't need a very big piece. And I'm just like placing it in the center there where that's open. The adhesive that is, and there's gonna need to be a couple of our sequins, our gold sequins that already have our adhesive on them. Just sort of tuck them in underneath and around in the different sizes. You could add a little bit of ribbon if you wanted to, but pretty basic, simple. You have a beautiful Merry Christmas card in very trendy gold and green for the holiday season, and a lot of nice dimension to it as well. Enjoy the moments, and I'll see you guys for more great 12 days videos and tons of tutorials at AboveRubyStudio.com. Bye-bye.